Are you struggling to grow your podcast? Then watching this short video on social media marketing will truly help. Now, if you're watching this video, that I've got no surprise that you have got a podcast, and perhaps you've got 1, 2, or maybe 5 listeners, with the majority of them being your family and friends, and you want to grow that podcast. In this short video that's going to take around 3.7 minutes, I want to share with you some of my top tips on how you can use social media to push your podcast to the next level. But before we do go on, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Rob Spence, the Managing Director of Paragon Sales Solutions, a multi-award-winning sales and marketing agency, and one of the hosts of the How I Failed in Business podcast. And I'm going to share with you my top tips, my ideas, my thesis on how you can grow your podcast through the power of social media marketing. Now, first things first, the key thing to do is to define your brand voice. Once again, where we see a lot of problems in people trying to push out and market their podcast is they're lost. They don't know who they are. They don't know their niche. They don't know their tone of voice. They're trying to appease everyone, and they're trying to talk to 20,000 people all at once and not getting their message across. Whenever you're putting on any kind of social media marketing strategy, what we should be doing is defining that audience and defining that tone of voice. Because if we do, it allows us to put the right content out at the right time to the right people, using a message that our audience want to hear. Now, next up is we need to create great, compelling visual content that makes people stop. You've got to remember, when people are scrolling social media, they're not just scrolling really slowly, reading every single piece of detail. What they are doing is scrolling really fast, or going from stories left to right really quickly. And you've got to use compelling visuals to make people stop in their tracks and pay attention. That's where visuals will really stop people in their tracks and get them engaged. Of course, once we've got their attention, we want to really compel them to make them want to stay. And the biggest statement I'll ever make is you want to be making fans here. So always think about, if someone were to see this visual, A, will it make people stop? Will it make people want to consume this content? And secondly, are they likely to share it with their friends, to save it to their favorites, to add to their own stories, to make them laugh, make them giggle? We all know that the algorithms pick up how long you spend on one post. So are you doing enough in your visuals to make someone think, oh, I love this? Of course, there are a multitude of tools out there to help you, such as Canva, Adobe Spark, all sorts. But the key thing is use visuals that resonate with your consumer, resonate with your fans, and make people stop. Of course, the next step is to share teasers and little highlights. We all love a little bit of a tease. We all love a bit of a flirt. When we're dating someone for the first time, we love that thrill of going on the first date and exchanging messages and going through that whole flirtatious stage of a relationship, right? We love it. And so too do your audience. People want to know what they're going to be getting into if they are going to dedicate 40 minutes, 45 minutes, or an hour of their time to listen to your podcast. So always try and find content within your podcast that you can reshare on your socials to make people think, oh, I'd love to hear more. Of course, you can use hooks within that messaging. You can use controversial messaging, something that makes people think, do you know what? I need to listen to that. Ooh, I must share that with my friends. That, ooh, is the most crucial part of sharing those snippets. And of course, that content can be repurposed as visuals. It can be repurposed as audio over a graphic. It can be repurposed just using the video. Whatever it is, make sure you tease your audience. And whilst we're talking about our audience, don't forget to engage. These are your customers. These are your fans at the end of the day. It's all well and good just posting content in the hope that your fans know and like it. Let me ask you a question. When you buy something, or let's say you shop at a certain coffee shop and you tag that coffee shop in, how nice is it when they like the fact you've commented them, or when you've tagged something in, or even better, when they've reshared them to your story? You feel a great little pat on the back. This is lovely. You're building that relationship. The same has to be done for yourself. You cannot go into a selfish relationship on any social media platform. So make sure you engage, ask questions, reply to questions, like other people's posts, create that community. The more you give, the more you get back. Now, one of the things we've done to really grow our podcast, the How I Failed in Business podcast, is to cross-promote and use our guests' influence. We handpick our guests with great levels of influence in the hope that by getting those guests on our show, they're more likely to share our podcast to their followers, to their fans, to the people that are in their communities. With the idea being is if we can get those hooked on our content, they're going to become our fans as well. So if you are going to be doing a podcast, of course, don't forget to try and get guests on that you can cross promote. If you're not doing a guest-led podcast, don't be afraid to share other people's podcasts, develop relationship with other podcasters in the hope that one day they will share your content as well. Build those relationships, cross-promote, and use influencers to get people involved, engaged, and get more fans from the influence of the people that you talk to. And finally, consistency is key. We all hate it when someone starts posting on social media, maybe for a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe a month, and then they vanish into the abyss, okay? As humans, we do not like change. We like habit, we like routine. It dates back all the way back down to the cavemen or the cave lady time of our age, okay? So if we are going to be posting, make sure it's consistent. Make sure you're putting out 2 to 3 posts a week. If you normally post a reel, highlighting the snippet or a teaser of your latest episode on a Tuesday, stick to that routine. If you always share a quote on a Thursday, stick to that routine. Believe it or not, your audience will get used to you posting on those days and will expect that posting. And the unfortunate matter of our world is it's very much out of sight, out of mind. The second you stop talking, the second you stop posting, your competitor will be, and you'll lose your consumer base. You'll lose your fan base. So they are my 6 top tips on how you can utilize social media to help take your podcast to the next level. Now, of course, as a sales and marketing agency, we can do all of that for you. We have done it. We've done it for clients and we've done it for ourselves. And if you've got a podcast and maybe you're struggling with your marketing, perhaps you can't just get past only your mum listening to the podcast and you want to grow it, speak to us. Drop us a message on this platform. Send me an email at hello@paragonsalessolutions.co.uk or drop a comment below and one of my team will come back to you. We are the experts in helping you market your podcast. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you drop a like, hit that subscribe button. I think it's down there. Give it a little tick for me. And until next time, all the best.